Jason, thank you for joining us. We're just here today to speak about some of the speculation around the search for someone to lead the first team.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a busy few days, so this is the first time I've had a chance to sit down and talk to any sort of media at all. So, yeah, there's a couple of things that have come out that seems to have come out. There's a little bit of a confusion around head coach, first team. It's a bit of a red herring, that I think. I mean, without doubt, we want to go to a structure that is more collective. But whoever we bring in will have responsibility for recruitment, first team training, looking at the way that we set up to play the game model. But that's going to be in consultation with everybody else. So we're not hiring a director of football. Over time, we would like to get there, I think, but not today. We've got Gareth Jennings who's joined us. And he's been brilliant again. Everyone's pitched in. But Gareth is helping us and acting in that advisory role. But this role is basically about someone that looks after the first team, sets us up to play, does the coaching, and importantly, helps with the recruitment. But obviously we've got Joe and the team looking at that as well. So I think I didn't want people going off and second guessing. You know, that's a massive, it's a massive move away from how I've been structured historically.
And you've touched there on Gareth Jennings. There's a few fans speculating what the role of 21st Group and Gareth Jennings might be in this process.
Yeah, so you know, hopefully it won't come as a surprise to people that, you know, Saturday wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, that was a bit upsetting. Some people have commented on that. And we knew going into that game, you know, the minimum requirements we needed. And unfortunately, we didn't meet those. The reason for doing it on Saturday night, quite frankly, is that, you know, I didn't want to have to bring Paul or Chris in on the Sunday away from their families from Birmingham and Sheffield to have what was going to be an obvious conversation. So we had a plan, we were ready to act, but it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. And we've been working with 21st Group and Gareth over the last few weeks to think about what the plan needed to be, both in terms of the range of options we will have and also how we go about running that process. So again, out of respect for Chris and Paul, we didn't enact any of that until Sunday morning because we lived in hope that we thought we could dig out of it. But we've certainly done the thinking, and Gareth and the 21st Group have been helping tremendously with that. There's a whole process that we're in now. I mean, one of the things that is both surprising and a little bit perplexing is, like, I think we had like 5 applications on the journey home from the ground, which is odd, right? But we're going to take our time. There's a process. We're delighted, you know, speaking to the coaching staff, particularly Sean and Ben on Sunday morning. Been with them today, been with the training ground today and talking to the players. I'm really confident that we've got a chance to steady the ship and keep going. And again, that's no disrespect for Chris and Paul. We really wanted to think about making sure that the wheels won't come off. Really confident we've got that. And now we're in this process where we're going to take our time to make sure we get the right people in for the next stage of the way. And quite frankly, you know, this is a number of weeks now for Sean and Ben to have an interview process as well. If they can turn it around and do well, then we're not discounting that as an option as well.
You've touched on there the people applying on the way home, and I'm sure there's been plenty that have come through since then. Do you have in your mind a certain sort of manager or first team coach that you're looking for, or is it just a case of assessing them all and picking the best person for the job?
No, we've got really strict criteria. You start off, you know, hopefully having a defined specification that we're trying to hire for and what we think we're going to need for the next number of years. Like any job, you know, then it depends how you match that one for one with the candidates that we've got. I have been, you know, really pleasantly surprised with the quality of the candidates we've got already. So impressive names and list and experience across the range of football. But again, now we're going to enter a process where we think diligently and carefully about making sure we get as much feedback, obviously interviewing people face to face, getting data on them and making sure that we make as balanced a decision as possible, knowing that there's always a risk in there. But, you know, the process is in train. It's going to take a few weeks as a minimum, but we've got really clear criteria about what we want.
And you've touched on already the meeting the coaches and the players in the aftermath of Saturday. How are they?
Yeah, look, everyone's saddened by what happened, right? I mean, everyone, there's a lot of respect and love for Chris and Paul, and they did a brilliant job. So, you know, I always say, you know, in any business where people move on, it should feel hard. You know, this is people's livelihoods, it's their families, and people have relationships. So I think, you know, but equally our obligation is to the organisation now. But, you know, so I think there's a period where people should be allowed that feeling and emotion because it's real and it's, you know, it's what people are genuinely experiencing now. But then, you know, I said on Saturday, you've got to turn the page and start thinking about what's the opportunity now to improve. And look, and a lot of positive energy from Sean and Ben, you know, to really change the trajectory and add their ideas to the group as well. So, you know, it'll take a little while, but you know, I'm confident we've got good people in the organisation. One of the things that's been really pleasing for me, actually, over the last few days is, we've been on this since Saturday night almost non-stop now, and I think it's Tuesday now. I've sort of lost track of time. Is the response from the team? People are sad about what's happened. Everyone stepped in. Everyone said, "What can I do to help?" That's both operationally here, the coaches. So whilst people are sad about it, it's been wonderful to see people go, "What can we do to help?" as well. So I'm confident that we'll definitely get through this, and we'll improve. But it's day by day I can see an improvement. But delighted and really thankful for all the staff and the coaching and how people have responded as well.
With Benji and Sean stepping up as interim managers, it leaves a bit of a space where they were on the coaching staff. Is there any other people stepping into that in this interim period, or are you just going with what we've got?
Well, one of the things that we've had is we've hired coaches in. So Sean helping. Ben's been around for a while. We've got Stevie Crowdson as well, obviously. So I think 3 coaches for now is good. It's solid. They were doing support work anyway. So I think for now we're okay. And then we've got a whole range of high quality coaches in the academy that have offered support and help as well. So look, again, that comes to that comment where people are stepping in and prepared to help, and then we can take a view longer term what we need. But for now, I think we're in good shape. And
before we wrap up this, is there anything further that you'd like to say to the supporters who will be watching this?
Well, no, look, I think people understand that this is not just a normal business for us. It's like, we're from the town, we're of the town, and it matters to us. I really appreciate it. I got quite emotional on Saturday just looking at the support. It could have been a really toxic environment. 3 wins in 20 effectively, 16 obviously in the league, is not satisfactory to any of us. And we feel that acutely. And yet, the support at Doncaster was absolutely outstanding. And I was sat watching that and thinking, that's Grimsby for me, that people turned up in numbers and were really vocal and supportive. It turned a bit towards the end, right? And look, there's always going to be a subset of people that won't be like that. But I thought it was exceptional. And so, look, we don't take that for granted. And it's a game of opinions, as a cliche. People have been vocal about it. I hope people trust us that we care about this. We want to make the good decisions. But just to thank you, we don't take the support for granted. I think what we'd love to see now is people stepping into this conversation and getting behind the team and getting behind Ben and Sean and the lads. It's a confidence game as well. We're confident we've got the quality, but the lads need the support, so don't be digging them out. This is the time when we need everyone behind. If we really want to see this, the lads show us what they've got and there is quality in there, then don't be digging people. Let's get behind them. In this period, we need everyone shoulder to shoulder, and Saturday showed that to me. So it's a thank you and it's an ask for help and support from people, which I know we'll get because, that's the Grimsby way. So just a thank you from me.
Thanks for joining us, Jason.
Cheers for that. We need to get some of these mics, by the way. They're good, aren't they?